Okay, so today we are gonna build a healthcare assistant with OpenAI, which gives the home remedies. Okay, it will be a simple chatbot initially, and then in further videos we'll add some more complications in that. So yeah, let's start without wasting any time. So first we are gonna create an environment. So you can create that in your VS or in anywhere. So let's create environment. And I'm gonna name it Dr. Droid because this looks cool. Yeah, let's activate this Dr. Droid. Okay, I made some mistake. Yeah, Dr. Droid. Now we are in our environment. So you can see I'm using this folder YouTube tutorial. In YouTube tutorial we have API key and requirement.txt, these two files. So in requirement.txt we have only one thing, OpenAI, and in API key .py file we have this line only. This line, you need to put this line in your API key file that you need to create, and instead of this string you need to replace this string with your API key that you will get in OpenAPI. Okay, so you just need to replace this thing and put this line in this file. We'll just import this variable in our main file. So let's create main file and we'll go step by step. Okay, I guess we have got our main file. Now what we need, so first of all we need OpenAI. So we are gonna import this OpenAI. Yeah, that's great. So now what we need first API key. So from API key we need to import that variable. Yeah, got it. Now we need two or three things first. So first we need a OpenAPI client. Okay, Open API client so that we can get access. Then we are gonna need to define a role so that it can behave like a healthcare assistant. Okay, now we need to uh, we need a function, which can handle user input and AI response. Okay, so it can handle our input and AI response. Okay, that's great. So let's do first these three things. So for client, we'll just define the client equals to OpenAI API key. We already have API key. That's great. So now we need to define a role. So for role defining, we'll just put a initial prompt. Okay, we can just put it in this way, initial prompt. We need to define a role. So role is going to be a system. Okay, that's great. So now we need to set a prompt for that. So that we generally set in a content. Okay, so let's do this. So we need a first point, you are a healthcare assistant. Okay, second point is you give home remedies only. Okay, because it's specific to home remedies. Third point is always try to focus on health. Like don't talk other things like movies or anything. Just always focus on the person's health. Okay, and other thing we don't want answer in a very long manner, so please write precise and in short. Okay, so we are set, the initial prompt is set. Let's do this. Now it looks cool. Yeah. Now we need a function which can handle user input and AI response. Okay, so let's define a function. Handle a response. I think I've already made it. Yeah, So here we'll get the user input. From here we'll get a user input that we are going to provide, and this here, from that we will get a response. Okay, that we'll get from by calling the client. Okay, so we are calling the client dot chat dot completions dot create. Now we are using a model we need to define. Let's define a, for now it's a GPT model. So what we are going to use, we are going to use GPT-4. Sorry, it was O, not 0. Okay, so we have defined our GPT model. Now we need to define like what kind of message we are getting. Okay, so I think we also need to handle the history as well, because we don't want that other answer, the next answer should be related to our previous conversation. So let's do one more thing. Let's handle history, because we want a continuous conversation, so that's why we want a history. Okay, so let's do one thing. We'll save that history here in messages, and we'll just provide it with the initial prompt, because history should have everything. So, and now here we'll just declare it global. Okay, and now we are here passing the history so that it can get to know what exactly the conversation, what we have already discussed, and what is going on. So yeah, that we need to provide here. So message equals to messages equals to message. Yeah, so that is done. Now we'll get a response message. We need to clip from the whole response, because we know we don't get the response in a string, it's a dictionary format. So we need to clip our thing from that dot message. Okay, so I think it's also using a message variable, so let's change this to messages. Yeah, maybe it will affect or not affect, I'm not sure, but let's have some precautions. We'll experiment some other day. Okay, we have got, now we need to append this response message. Here we'll get our response whatever we want. So user given the input, and this input is going to the model with all the history, and we are getting our response. Now this response should also get to the history. We'll add this in a history because it's important. Okay, so we are just adding it to the history. Now let's print. Now let's print the message, because we have already done everything. So let's just print AI. I'm just adding here. This is the response message we got. Yeah, so it will printed by AI. Okay, so actually we want a model to ask us a questions. We don't want to start with a simple like we don't want to start conversation. We want a model to start a conversation. So let's have our first question, like initial question, that we'll just put it manually. Okay, you don't need to do that. If you write hi, then it will tell you what is, but we do not want to initiate the conversation. We want that chatbot should initiate the conversation. So we are exactly doing that. So the AI will be here. So we can write something. So I am a healthcare expert in home remedies. Can you tell me symptoms? Yeah, that's it, I guess. It's just for the initial conversation. Okay, whenever we trigger our main file, then this will be printed first, then we can start our conversation. So it's not that necessary, but okay. So now we have a function, we have entered the history, we have defined the role. Now we need to make sure that the conversation should be in a flow, once a question will be asked, then the answer will be given. That's what we want. So we need to put a loop here. So the flow of conversation. For the flow of conversation, we are just adding some loop. While true means until unless someone just ended it loop, it will not end automatically. So we are adding up some user input that we will give. We are the user. Okay, so let's just put you here. Now we need to exit. If we want to exit, let's not let's not put any exit condition here for now. Enter response. Now we need to user input. Right, great. I think we are good to go. We have made a healthcare assistant. Now let's see. Let's run this Python 3 main dot. Yeah, you can see that. Hi, I'm having leg pain. Healthcare today. So it's not giving what we are expecting. So I guess I made a mistake somewhere here. Global, yeah, messages. Let's just start again. Feeling headache. Okay, so okay, I guess I made a mistake here. It's not a mistake, I forget to use a user input, which is really important. So that's why it's not getting what we want. So let's add this in our messages. Okay, let's add this. This is dot append. We need to add a role. So role will be user. We need a content here. So let's put this in. Now here we need to put the user input. Now I think it will work. Let's see again. Hi, headache. Yeah, now you can see it's working fine. I'm sorry to hear that here, but we want a truncated one, not this one. Okay, so let's do that. We want a truncated one. So yeah, I guess we need to add the content here because we are getting everything. Okay, now let's try. I'm headache. So now you can see we are getting all the output that we want. So let's deviate from the topic. Suggest movies to watch. Let's see how it will react. Okay, well, I'm focused on health. Watching feel good movie can sometimes help relaxation, so enjoy your time and make sure to rest. So yeah, it is not deviating from the topic. So I guess yeah, we are done with the chatbot. You can make it. Okay, just let's add some more functionality in that. Let's make it add some color because it's like really messy. So let's just add some colors here. For coloring, let's add color. For green color, we are gonna use, I'm not sure, let me Google, 033 92M. Yes. And for red, we can get this, copy with 91. Yeah. And we need to reset the code, so we can do this with 0. Okay, now we need to add this in here. Green, and we need to reset it here. Reset. We can do this here too. Green. Reset. Let's see. Let's see how it will look. Okay, it's not affecting. We just missed this. Sorry. I think now it will work. Yeah, you can see it's in a green color. So I am having, now you can see it's all in a green color. So yeah, it looks good. So yeah, thanks for watching.